always so exciting. There's so much to look forward to, and that person just always gives you butterflies in your tummy. But what happens when you're in the relationship for a little bit longer? Start bickering, start fighting, start nasty talk to one another, and the spark just disappears. Well, it doesn't have to. I'm here with my partner Lucas today, and although we consider our relationship pretty good, we're here to visit Stan and Francesca from Imago, and they're going to show us how we can take our relationship from great to absolutely awesome. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Stan and Francesca, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, you have had 42 years of marriage and being together. Now, I'm sure that you can provide us with some awesome tips on how that we can keep our relationship going and other relationships out there, and how we can stay on board the love train for a lot longer.
Indeed. It's a journey.
It is.
A long relationship is a journey, and you want to make a journey that's joyful and awesome. It's not good enough to just be passengers on the train and get sick and bored, is it?
I agree with you, because it's very easy to get derailed and just have a wreck, or just sit in the station.
Absolutely.
And not move, which a lot of people do when they're in a relationship after the first few years.
Mm-hmm.
So what we teach is stuff to enable people to stay in an exciting relationship and really be passionate the whole time. It doesn't mean you have sex all the time, but passionate in all respects.
How about almost all the time?
And the idea is that you have a joyful relationship. You know, you look forward to being together. It doesn't mean you never have an argument, but you deal with it in a constructive way. And that's what we teach.
Well, you're from, your relationship therapy is called Imago, and it's not just for people who have bad relationships, because Lucas and I, we have an awesome relationship, I think, and we get along very, very well, but you also talk to couples that actually have really good relationships too.
Yeah.
So what do you do for people that relationships actually are quite good? Can you make it better?
Yes, always. It's like when you go to gym, yeah? You train. You train your muscles to a certain level. Do you stop there? Or do you want to keep building them? Well, I think we want to keep building them. So we do the same thing with a relationship. We teach you how to go to higher and higher levels so that you experience all levels of intimacy at their highest levels. Now that's truly awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like an emotional gym.
Yeah.
That's effectively what it is.
That's a really good way of thinking about it, actually. It is.
I know a lot of people don't like gyms, they find it boring.
Yeah.
But they do after a while, you know, doing the same thing all the time. But as far as we're concerned, what we teach is fun, not just exercises.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of specific exercises, and we give people homework to do between sessions, and they find it really, the results are amazing to see.
So I guess you could think of it, for people that are a bit, afraid of therapy, so to speak, I guess you could think of it like a love school.
Yeah, it's not
Great.
fair. It's
That's
fantastic.
great
We're
suggestion.
love coaches.
Love coaches.
Yeah.
That's
Love
really
Somebody called us love doctors.
Love doctors.
Yeah, somebody did
That's
call
a
us
dig.
that, that's right.
You know, you go to gym, you have a personal trainer. We're a bit like that.
Yeah, a love trainer. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
good. So for those people who are in relationships that are a little bit rocky at the moment, what are some tips that you can give people to keep their relationship strong and bring back the intimacy within their love life?
Well, first thing is to be interested in each other, to remain interested. You know, that first couple of years of your relationship where you're in the romantic phase, which is really craziness, literally.
Yeah, psychotic.
They've actually tested the brains
Madly in love.
and found, that's right, but they've tested brains and found that the brainwaves of people who are madly in love are the same as people under the influence of crack cocaine. It's literally
feels
true.
great, huh?
There's scientific evidence of this. That's why people say madly in love, and then they can't eat, they can't do anything except think of the person they're in love with.
Yeah.
That's all. So we teach people to try and keep that going.
So are there anything you can show, work with Lucas and I today and show us some little tips or workshops we can do?
teach you an appreciation exercise that needs to be done every day. Okay. And this is how, it's from the basic dialogue process, which we're not going to teach today, but the main part of it is to mirror back what you hear.
Okay.
And this is used for conflict as well as joy. So let's start with the positive joy and look at re-romanticising, because this is part of that. One thing I really love and appreciate about you is you are the most generous person I know.
What I heard you say is that one thing you really appreciate and love about me is that I'm the most generous person you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Please tell me more.
That's correct means that he heard accurately.
Okay.
But it's also correct. Okay. Another thing that I really appreciate about you is you make the best desserts in the world.
Another thing you really appreciate about me is that I make the best desserts in the world. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me more.
And something that I absolutely love and adore about you is that you have such courage to keep growing.
And something you really love and adore about me is that I have the courage to keep growing.
Mm-hmm. Do you get that here?
Yeah, so
Right?
that's something you should do. We should do every single day.
At the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. And then you swap over. Do you want to have a go?
Yeah,
Go on.
we'll give it a go.
Just face each
All right.
other.
So I've done 3 and then he would do 3 and I would mirror it back to him. So see how you do.
Okay, all right. One thing that I really love about you is that you've got the biggest and kindest heart I've ever known.
The one thing that you love about me is I have the biggest and kindest heart you've ever known. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Keep going.
Please tell me more.
Please tell me more.
One thing I love about you is you are probably one of the most gorgeous looking people I've ever seen.
You find me to be one of the most gorgeous people you've ever seen. Is that correct?
It sure is.
Very good.
You see, it's important that you do these, but they have to be honest. So even
Yes.
if you've had an argument, it's critical to be able to do with it, even when you've had an argument, provided what you're saying is true.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So you might say it through gritted teeth, but please, it's really important to say it. You can say,
Really?
oh, we had an argument, but you are the most gorgeous person I've ever seen. The point is that by saying it, you're getting yourself
You
out of that
remember.
sense
Yeah.
of hate or dislike or anger.
Right.
That starts to
Okay.
dissipate because you're focusing then on something good.
That's right.
And that's what we do all the time, is try to focus people on the good parts.
The good parts.
Rather than just dwelling on the bad
Yeah.
parts, because what you focus on is what you get.
Yeah.
If you focus on all the negatives, you're going to get more of them.
Yeah, that's it. We are very positive within our household, and we try to remain very positive about things. And it sometimes gets
does,
hard,
yeah.
and it is very, with the businesses and things like that, we can become quite negative about things that are surrounding us, and it's amazing. It does reflect on everything in the household.
Of course.
So I can understand where that exercise would actually come in really, really handy.
It is.
Oh, it breaks
Yeah.
the pattern, It's
Yeah.
like a breath of fresh air. It cleans things up. It's gorgeous.
And you can do it either, obviously the best way to do it is face to face, but if you haven't got time or you're not together for whatever reason, you can do it on the phone
On the
or even
phone.
by text
Yeah.
if you have to.
Yeah.
Make it a pattern. Morning, beginning. What a lovely way to start the day
Yeah.
and end the day.
Well, going by what you've learned from Lucas and I today, what do you think of our relationship? Where are we at?
Oh, you're definitely on the love train.
Yeah.
You're not in the station.
No, you're moving. I think you're heading towards awesome.
Oh, good,
Great.
good. That's really good news. Well, I'm glad that we sat down and spoke to you today. It's definitely been well worth it, and I'm quite sure that everyone watching is going to really benefit from all the tips you've given us today.
So long as they use them. The tip is only as good as the frequency with which you use
That's
it.
right.
That's right, repetition, everyone. Well, thank you once again. It's been a pleasure talking to you both, and good luck
Thank
with
you.
the next 42 years.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That'd be gorgeous.
Well, that was a great session, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
I think that we have learned the tips that we need to take our relationship from great to completely awesome.
Exactly.
And you can too. If you're having trouble at home with your relationship and you're bickering and fighting and you would love to bring back that spark you once had, then jump on to the website. They've got packages available for everyone, so don't delay. It's definitely worth it. Let's go.
Let's go.